Here we are. It's WrestleMania season, and what's WrestleMania season without the SLS Wrestling Podcast? Night one. We did it last year. Apparently, I don't have a memory from last year, but we're gonna do 2 days of podcast. So we'll go over the night one matches tonight, and we'll go over the night two matches tomorrow. But let me introduce. Where the hell are you, Legion? Where the hell are you?
Did my location make you speechless? Because you didn't even say podcast, you just said cast.
Okay then. Well, okay. I thought I said podcast, but anyway, where the hell are you at the minute, Legion?
I am right in front of a giant building, it seems. It has a major event going on this weekend. I don't know. There's a lot of people here.
Are you telling me you're at the front of the stadium for WrestleMania 41? Because you do live in Nevada, yeah?
Oh yes, I do.
Yeah. Wow. Have you seen anyone go past yet, or seen anyone that we could talk to? Maybe get them on the show as well.
I had a small breeze go by me, but I didn't see anybody. I heard somebody, I just couldn't see them. I don't know.
Wow. Okay. That's amazing. Like, if we in the show, if anyone goes past, like, we've got to get them interviewed anyway. Anyway, there's Legion as well. Give them the wave as you always do.
And
you can't wave.
Can I wave? I don't know.
No, you can't wave. There you
I'm
go.
waving now.
Yeah,
I'm waving now.
Well,
am I waving?
Yeah, you're waving.
I'm also stunned. My arm's locked.
No, you're fine. You waved. I saw it in that. So before we get into the show, Legion, I need to talk to you as well. I don't know. I know we do the podcast on here, but I also do video games as well. And I was playing the Oregon Trail, which I'm playing for the first time. Now I know to all the Americans, it was like the first game you played, wasn't it, on PC growing up?
Yeah, the only time we played it was in elementary school.
In elementary school as well. So was it kind of a learning? I'm just curious as well. Like, was it kind of a learning tool for you guys?
It kind of was. It was encouraged for us to play because it taught us a lot. Because it was during a time where the teachers were talking about the Oregon Trail studies.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah,
is what they called it, and the game is what taught us a lot of the stuff.
Okay, like for me, yeah, it's just an amazing. But yeah, I've started my first playthrough of the Oregon Trail. I had myself, Legion, and two other friends. So yesterday there came a situation where you and another friend had a fight, and I had to choose between one of you guys who stays and who goes. And I'm sorry to say, but I chose the other friend, so you left. But before you have a go at me, the other friend died from, what's the thing? Dix. You can probably tell me the word. What's it called? It starts with D. Diner.
There's a lot of words that start with D.
Diner. Whatever you guys. Oregon Trail, you apparently die from a lot. Diner.
Oh. I'm brain farting on the name, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, anyway, he died, and then we went to the town, and you were there, and then you asked to come back, and I said yes. The reason why I kicked you out as well is because I knew you would have come back. The other guy wouldn't have, so that's why. So please forgive me, but you came back, and now it's us three because the other guy died. So yeah, there's that.
I forgive you for now.
Had I known I was going to make a choice like that in that game as well, like and it's unfortunate. The other guy was he was like the haggler I had. So one of us three are now going to be haggled. Anyway, I could talk about video games another time and that. So we need to.
This is a video game channel.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know it is, and that's but it's also a podcast and that. So yeah, welcome. Let me before we talk about East Elimination Chamber, since it's WrestleMania. I know I said I was going to be in a suit, but I couldn't find it in that. I might see if I can wear it for tomorrow as well and that. But what's just your first WrestleMania? What's your first WrestleMania memory, Legion? I know I said last year favorite WrestleMania matches. Well, your first Mania memory.
There's only one that pops. I know if I've watched many Manias before this, but the one that pops in the head most is my first WrestleMania that I've gone to.
Yeah. So you actually, how many Manias have you gone to?
Two.
Back to back. Wow. And back to back, geez. See,
yeah, and it was the two, in my opinion, two best Manias in recent history.
Okay, and they were
25 and 26.
25 and 20. Oh, the Shawn Michaels Taker.
I was there for the best WrestleMania match of all time. and I was there for Shawn Michaels' retirement match.
Which is actually voted by, I know it was WWE voting, but they've been doing a countdown of the greatest matches of all time, and that was number one today, wasn't it, or
Yes, it
yesterday?
was.
Yeah, so
I think I saw it today, and I saw my it better have been number one.
yeah, yeah. Wow, it's still my dream. I'm sorry to take from you, but it's still my dream to go over to the States and go to a Mania one year as well. I know I'll probably have to mortgage the house and that, and probably be a millionaire
Why do I
before
see floating jorts?
flo- floating jorts.
I don't know.
Oh, you
I
can't.
don't know.
So,
It's just
something someone
I don't
you
know. It's something weird.
something someone you can't see.
Yeah, it might be the wind. I don't know.
I didn't realize we're doing a comedy thing as well, so let's keep on going with that. As as I was saying, for me, like just you know, it's I've been to pay per views here in Australia, and I know they're going to be doing another pay per view, which is unfortunately going to probably be in Western Australia again, so I'm going to miss out again, unfortunately.
Yeah, because I think they have a contract. With
Yeah,
them.
which really sucks, and that's so. It's just for me, WA is like it's if I was to drive, which I wouldn't drive, it's like 36 hours away. So, anyway. Yeah, let me get on to my first WrestleMania. Still have it on VHS. That's how old I am. WrestleMania 5 was the very first memory of me watching WrestleMania as well. I don't know if you remember WrestleMania 5, but they had the tournament the year before at Trump Tower, and then they followed it up again with Trump Tower as well. So, hey, look at that. Two WrestleManias are the same in that. But, yeah, for me, just watching for the first time, like it was a good match as well. The main event was Hogan versus Savage, as they call it, the Mega Powers Explode as well. But just to see,
that.
To see in the first time, the Ultimate Warrior, Rick Rude, who was a very underrated wrestler, who probably should have won the title as well, the main title in W. I don't know why they didn't give him a run as well. I'm just trying to think who else was there. The return of Roddy Piper, which I didn't realize at the time was his return. And yeah, so that was my first WrestleMania memory as well, that VHS that I still have as well. So probably will have
the interesting part is when anybody brings up Rick Rude, I only think of the abs.
We could go on with something like that, but I don't think we should in that. But before well, this is kind of news and our thoughts on Elimination Chamber, which was a great. Have you recovered from Elimination Chamber? I know it was about a month ago now, and that maybe 6-8 weeks ago. But yeah,
a little bit.
Let's quickly go over the matches as well before we get to the big news as well, which happened at the end of I'm still in shock with what happened and that. So let's go. Just bring it up quickly and that. So the matches that, of course, we had the women's Elimination Chamber match, which a good shock as well. We saw the return of Jade Cargill. We were both at the time just going, "What the hell? She's back!" And then we're all
because I thought she was going to return after the pay-per-view.
Yeah, after the pay per view, and then it was no, it wasn't. It was Liv Morgan and Naomi in the ring, and she went for Liv, but then went for Naomi, and that's what our thoughts were. We actually thought it was going to be Bianca, but maybe it's Naomi and Bianca working together, which still might happen. We don't know yet. So yeah. That was a really good match, and really, for Bianca to win. I think we both chose Bianca. Oh, I think I chose. Yeah.
Because that one was a bit obvious.
Yeah. Then we went on to. I'm just going to go through the match as well. It was good to see Alexa Bliss in a match again as well. I know she hasn't been used since, but it's good to see her. And Roxanne Perez, which I said would be the final two, but was she the first eliminated?
Same here.
Was she the first eliminated?
Can't remember, to be honest.
No. Sorry. Naomi was the first to go, but then after that,
So, other than Naomi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, actually, she wasn't. I'm looking at it now. She was Bailey went and then Roxanne Perez, so she got a bit of a showing after Mania. I feel like Roxanne Perez goes to which would you like to see her on, Raw or SmackDown?
I would like to see her on You know what? It's whatever, because I can't remember what program it does. It was whatever Bailey's on, because she still has a program with her.
She's on Raw, I'm pretty sure.
So yeah, that would be the best option.
Yeah.
Because so she can complete her program with.
Yeah,
Bailey.
and that's so. Then we had the tag team match with Tiffany and Trish defeating Nia and Candice LeRae. Look, it was a tag team match. It was probably, unfortunately, the worst match of the night because up until then, I'd not fully gone behind Tiffany as a babyface, and now I have, because F Charlotte. We'll get into more of that.
And I will say this: it wasn't because it was a women's match. It was just horrible.
It was
several.
It was. There was a few clunky things in that. Like if this was a men's match, we would call them out if they were clunky as well. Okay, we're not being.
Oh, exactly.
We're not being sexist as well. Like I love the fact that women's wrestling. They're talking about another Revolution pay-per-view as well. Yes, Evolution. Sorry, Evolution.
I've heard that they are. Yeah, but I don't think it's been confirmed.
I would love to see it as well, and hopefully. Because now I think there's a lot more wrestlers because they were, getting the Bellas who hadn't done stuff for a while. I'm just trying to think of other guys.
Yeah.
Trish and Lita. And that.
Yeah, this match was just a filler.
Yeah, it was a filler and that. Then we had... I'm still calling it match of the night because, holy crap, Kevin Owens defeating Sami Zayn in an unsanctioned match. Number one, the lighting... Yes, I loved it in that. So, how they dim the lights and it suited. I know we have a bit of go when the Fiend was out and it'd be red light and all this stuff, but I think this suited KO and Sammy in that. So, with Kevin Owens winning, we'll get on to more about Kevin Owens, his injury here in a second and that. So, but yeah, it was
100% agree with you on match of the night.
Yeah, easily match. These two, I really hope they get I know they've already had a WrestleMania match, these two. But I hope they get a WrestleMania title match down the track, and that I really hope they do.
Like before they retire?
Before they retire, because I think both of them deserve it. Because I think both of them have been probably the MVPs of wrestling.
But if you were to put them in a match together for a title, who would be the champion?
KO would be the champion.
Okay.
And I'd have Sammy win. That would be his first, major world title on the thing. Have him defeat Kevin because I think they're intertwined with each other, and that's what happened on NXT.
It'll pretty much be opposite what happened without NXT.
Yeah, what happened on NXT would be the opposite in that. So yeah, and then the men's elimination chamber. That it's more what happened.
That match was a roller coaster.
It's more what happened after the match, but it ended up with the way they did the ending to the match when Rollins got eliminated, then he stomped on Punk's head and Punk passed out. Didn't tap, passed out. So Cena ended up winning. Yep. The continue, obviously, Punk and Rollins into Mania.
And we should have saw this coming, not because Cena took advantage, but he used a modified STF.
Oh, did he? I didn't even realize that.
Because usually, you know how he usually cups his hands around the face?
Yeah.
He put his whole arm around him.
But then it was...
If you remember, he literally wrapped around like he was choking him.
But then after the match is when the big thing... I'm going to talk about it here in a second because we're going to go to the news now. The John Cena heel turn. I know, and I'll say, probably the greatest WWE heel turn ever, but it holds nothing to Hulk Hogan in WCW. And I know I'll get people that'll want to fight me about it, saying, "Oh, Cena, let down all the kids," and that. Let me just talk about before we get into that as well. So Cena's there. Cody comes out and congratulates him, and obviously they're going to have a babyface versus babyface at Mania. Then The Rock with Travis Scott comes out, and The Rock, God, he has a way of words as well. The Rock, says he wants Cody's soul, so here's the decision, and then the biggest pop when he said, no, his soul belongs to the people. And then he says, "Hey, Rock, go F yourself." And Cena jumping up, clapping. And I thought, I went, wow, I can't believe. I know, I'm glad there wasn't censorship, but how did you feel about that point? Like him saying to go F himself as well. Like I just went.
It is in reminiscence to the line that Christian gave.
Yeah.
Edge. And
a lot of people go, "Oh, WWE copying." What? People have never said the word F before on TV and that. Can we stop the comparisons from one company to another? Let's just enjoy companies for what they are. Okay, AEW is for different people. WWE is for different people. For me, when I was growing up, WWE appealed to me because I was a kid and there was more kid wrestling and that. But then after that, I went to WCW, learned about their history, ECW, and that. Anyway, that's another thing as well. Then Cody gives the hug to Cena. Cena's looking at The Rock, and The Rock does a weird... where he does the two. I don't know if you've have you seen it since the Bad Blood? Rock went
Yeah.
3, and he's gone the 2 with the, the Undertaker taunt, slicing the neck. So
Yeah, but he had 2.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the 1 is still the question. When is the 1 going to be at Mania? And that be and then Cena smiling.
Let me ask you something. Is there anybody who has a taunt or you know how Cena does that, like the 3?
Yeah.
So that was the clue for us, even
Yep.
though they said they debunked it, but
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
Yeah.
But who does the 2? Who's anything similar to 2?
I can't think of anyone too at the minute. I mean,
There's only one person that popped in my head, but he's no longer with the company,
okay. Who's that?
and that was Evan Bourne.
Jeez, Evan Bourne confirmed on the. He's wrestling in Ring of Honor, isn't he?
But you know what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
Because he always did that, put up that 2.
Yeah.
But then if they go down to 1, there's only one person who puts up the 1.
No, that's incorrect. Do you remember the Usos when they said they were the ones? Just saying.
Because it's because Roman started the whole 1 thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they started that whole catchphrase.
Yeah. And that's
the ones.
But also the they did the ones as well. So, but anyway, Cena looks at The Rock as he's doing that. Then I love the facial expression of Cena. Then they went to Dick Kick City, and it was on like the Cena heel turn, like probably the greatest thing we've needed. Probably they should have done it maybe 10 or so years ago. Even probably go beyond that, maybe even 15 years ago. A Cena heel turn would have been good. But yeah, it's interesting to see where they go from here. But God, I loved it. Like I just went, yes, thank you. We would have never seen a heel turn under the old regime, and they're just going to refer to him as the old regime. Yes, go on.
I have a tinfoil hat theory on the 2.
Okay, who's the 2?
Just hear me out. I know it's a far-fetched thing.
Yeah.
It may not be a 2 taunt, but a 2-finger taunt.
So keep on going with your theory.
Can you think of anybody?
I can't at the minute, unfortunately. So
put 2 1-fingers in the air. Yes. Yes. Yes.
You are. You're drawing a very long bow. Very long bow. He's still tied to AEW, isn't he?
Currently.
Yeah. God. Be one of the greatest.
Hey, like I did say tinfoil hat.
Yeah, it was very tinfoil hat as well. So, yeah, the Cena heel turn. I will say, and people are forgetting, we had one of the greatest heel turns in December last year. People forget about that. The New Day turning on thing. Like, I still rank it as one of the greatest. I don't know. I'll have to look. I still, like I said, there's Shawn Michaels turning on Jannetty. Paul Bear turning on the Undertaker is a very underrated one, as I said.
Oh yeah.
I could keep on going.
But this one is right up there.
This one is right up there, and the reason why I still think Hulk Hogan. Let's take out the person Hulk Hogan. Okay, I know recent years he's favor with people is down and deservedly so in that, but this is from the 80s. This is the guy that told the kids eat your vitamins, say your prayers. No, I effed that up. Take your vitamins, say your prayers. Did he say something about eating as well? Maybe eat your vegetables. I don't know. This is the
something like that.
This is the ultimate babyface that went to another company, was not getting over. Like, people hated him when he first came to WCW. They were booing him by the end of like, he won the title on his first night in the company as well, and about 6 months in, they were booing him. They did not want to put up with him. For him then to, and they were losing to WWE in the ratings and all that stuff, which everyone cared about then. But for him to turn, which was apparently on the day as well, because the backup plan was for Sting to join the NWO as the leader, and that for him to turn, not only give the company, like, for the company then to beat WWE for 83 weeks as well, to probably save WCW as well. Like, that's why it's the number one heel turn as well for me. I don't know about you, but yeah.
I think it's like, in my opinion, like neck and neck with that one, because the one person who, just like Hogan, the one person who's been babyface his entire career.
Yeah, and He did his last. I hate to interrupt you
And
as well.
and go ahead.
I was going to say he did it. John Cena did his last Make a Wish that day as well.
Yeah, he did. He
Yeah,
did
so
like what 3, I think.
yeah, so hopefully I don't. Can quick question? How do you think this heel turn will last? Do you think it'll last the whole year, or
It depends really on WrestleMania,
yeah, yeah,
on how that goes.
yeah?
If he wins the title, yes. If he doesn't win the title, then a few months, then he's going to go back to being a
I
face.
nearly think it'd be like you remember when Shawn Michaels turned heel for Hulk Hogan for that one match and then went straight back to being a babyface.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
if they really did it, they could do it like that. You know, have Cena turn on The Rock, and then The Rock send people out after Cena. Hey, more storytelling from me as well on the Cena story, and that. So,
Well, is he going to sell like Shawn Michaels?
I don't think Cena's a good seller. I don't think he could do the flips that Michaels was that day. Have you ever seen the Hulk Hogan Shawn Michaels match from 2005?
That was an amazing match.
2005,
That
I'm
was
pretty
amazing
sure.
selling.
Yeah,
That was amazing selling.
2005. Go watch it
If
as
you-
well.
if,
So.
if you think Dolph Ziggler did amazing sellings in his matches,
Yeah.
wait till you see this match.
Because there was backstory behind it as well. They were supposed to do a 3-match thing, and
Yeah, there was behind the scenes
yeah,
stories on this.
and Hulk Hogan said that doesn't work for me, brother. And Michaels went into
Yeah.
Michaels it was kind of a dick move by Michaels, but I don't blame him. I would have done the same
No,
thing.
I saw Michael's side of things.
Yeah, yeah, like yeah,
Because he wanted to go in as a face as well.
yeah, yeah,
He said he didn't mind losing.
yeah,
It's the fact that he's going in as a heel.
yeah. Anyway, we're getting off that. We need to keep on continue with the news as well, because also, unfortunately, we don't know if this is a true injury. If this is a true injury, we wish Kevin Owens all the best as well, because it turns out, and people will say, oh, from the Sami Zayn match, he shouldn't have wrestled if he had a neck injury, and from the ladder match he had with Cody at the Rumble was even just as brutal as well. But he has said on an interview, I'm pretty sure it was with I'm forgetting the guy that Chris. What's his? You probably know the name.
Chris Van Fleet.
Yeah, Chris Van Vliet. Was doing an interview with Chris and said he injured his neck in just a regular standard match. He forget in February and that. So
It might have been in on a house show, if that's the case.
even a house show, and there's people saying, "Oh, he shouldn't be doing these matches if he's got the neck injury." Well, he didn't even do it from that. So people, it's unfortunately luck, you know. Like sometimes people get injury from the smallest things and that. So. And that's so. And number one, do you think if this is a work, it's the greatest work since the Mark Henry retirement angle as well? Do you think it's a work?
Oh yeah. I've been saying this since his announcement. Yes, I do think it's a work.
If it's a work,
It's right up Kevin Owens' alley to do.
yeah, if it is a work, then I think the time they cash it in is probably SmackDown, which this week is. Also hosting the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial Rumble as well. Yeah, or on the night.
If they're going to do the biggest swerve of it all, the night of.
The night of, because that's what happened with Austin. Like, they didn't know if they were going to have a match with Austin and that before.
And it was the same with John Cena and Undertaker.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. I'll quickly tell you as well, choose your Battle Royale winner as well. It won't count as points, but we'll just talk about it as well. So, when we get the match points as well. I forgot to talk
Do we have
a
list of participants?
We don't have a list of participants. Maybe give 4 winners. How about that as well? So,
right.
We'll see how we go. Yeah. I don't know if you saw the news, but it's rumored as well. I don't know if it's from... I think I saw it on Wrestle Talk as well. Jeff Cobb from New Japan Wrestling is apparently close to signing to WWE. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't know much about Jeff Cobb, and in fact, our good friend Legion, who is the one of the greatest reporters ever to be in wrestling as well, because look at him right now. He's seeing people he can't see in jorts and that. I don't know if you've seen anyone else while we're there. You said he wrestles a lot like Claudio, so if he comes to WWE and he's like a Claudio, then the WWE is, you know, we're going to have another major star.
Yeah, because he's a big guy like think Bronson Reed, but about half his size.
Yeah,
but he moves quick.
Would you say in the Jacob Fatu style?
That and then some. if them two had a match,
I mean,
I would lose it.
we've marveled at Jacob Fatu, so just him. Like I'm gonna say, like he was in New Japan since 2017. He's wrestled for other things. He actually had a match in AEW at Forbidden Door as well. So,
Because
be
I would say if Jacob and Jeff Cobb wrestled, Jeff would scare the shakes out of Jacob Fatu.
would you consider that as a potential? I just like I said, I want to see how he wrestles first as well, because as I see what his character is as well.
I can share the video that I saw, and you'll be amazed.
Maybe we'll do that at the end of this as well. Maybe put it in the comments in this YouTube video when you do it. How about that?
Oh yeah.
Yep, there we go. Right there.
I'll put it in there.
Rightio, cool. Also, I don't. It's just breaking news as well. I don't know if that's probably too old school for you as well. Josh Alexander appeared in AEW on Dynamite as the wild card for the Owen Hart tournament match. He faced Adam Hangman Page as well. So, in a losing effort, which is unfortunate. I know it's his first time, but I wouldn't have had him losing. I know Adam Hangman Page is really high in the thing and on fire in that, but yeah, it's good to see him. I'm interested to see how he goes in AEW because he chose AEW or WWE, and both rosters are stacked. Let's be honest, like AEW, which
They are.
I think the AEW is more stacked than WWE, and I'm saying that like an unbiased opinion as well because I know people think we're biased to WWE.
And they have Ring of Honor as well.
And they have Ring of Honor, so they really need to sort out like split up Ring of Honor as well. Like it's it's kind of like the NXT thing of WWE as well. So yeah, Josh Alexander, I wish him all the best because he's one of my favorite TNA wrestlers when he was there. And yeah, before we get into, we got a new segment.
And there's one more.
Yeah, go
and
on.
there's one more piece of news as well that I think you forgot to cover.
Okay, what's that?
It's from TNA. Santino announcing the brand new international title,
Yes, I did.
and they're starting tournaments.
I did forget that because that was the title that PCO had, and they let him go.
Oh,
and
he had the digital. Was it digital media?
yeah, digital media. I'm pretty sure on that, and we
'Cause
compared.
that's the one they just retired.
Yeah.
That's the one that just retired.
And we compared it to at the time when Alundra Blaze had the women's title and went to a different company because it's kind of like that, unfortunately, because it wasn't fired, he got let go, didn't he? They didn't renew his contract.
He walked out.
He walked out.
He
Okay,
walked out.
he walked out and took the title with him and smashed it up on I don't know if it was televised and that, but yeah, it's
Yeah, but there's video of it. Though.
there's video of it only okay, and that's so. Yeah, like another. TNA has the world title, the X Division title, and then this title. I think are the three male ones as well. It might be a bit too much. I might be brain farting on one, but as you know, for me, I feel like sometimes we're getting too many titles in with companies and that. So I don't know. I think the digital as well is between the men and women as well. Like the women could fight for it, the men could fight for it. Kind of like I think the 24/7 title in WWE.
We can't forget the longest digital media champion of all time,
That wouldn't be your boy, would it?
Joe Hendry. Yes, it is.
Say his name and he appears. We probably before.
Hi, Joe. I'm just kidding.
You would faint. Let's be honest. You would faint if you saw Joe. Hendry.
Trust me, you would not see me anymore.
Speaking of TNA, let's talk about Rebellion that's coming up as well with TNA as I try and bring it up.
Oh yeah.
And Rebellion. Well,
it's actually so far a pretty good card from what I'm looking at.
Do you want to have a look at the card while I bring it up as well? So, just go through the matches.
As of right now, one of the matches I actually want to see, believe it or not, it's one of the most underrated matches on the card, which is Mike Santana versus Mustafa Ali.
Ooh.
I want to see that match.
Oh, yeah, that's a really... it's a stacked card as well, because we got...
It is.
Moose defending the X Division title against Leon Slater, Matt Cardona, I can't pronounce that name. Yeah?
Sorry if we butcher this. El Hijo del Vaquinho?
You would have done it better than me, so well done. So, and KC Novato in an Ultimate X match. When was the last time we saw an Ultimate X match as well?
It's been a very long time.
I'm really glad that this is why I like, these different matches in different companies, because it's unique about them and that. And Ultimate X has always been unique in TNA as well. So, and Moose coming off from his match with Obafemi
Yeah.
at Roadblock, which I did thought was for his title as well. I don't know how they got out of that.
And
So
and the keep in mind, I want to see all these matches.
yeah,
Well, kind of
what?
except one really, but the other one is like the TNA World Tag Team Championship match.
Yeah, the Hardys and
Har- Hardys versus the
the
Nemeths.
Nemesis, yeah,
Nick and
as
Ryan.
well. We've also got Fatal Influence from NXT appearing, taking on Rosemary, Zaya
I don't
Brookside,
see
and
that.
for me, I do. So it's on something else, and that's happening. The former Elijah, taking on a to be named opponent. As you said, Mike Santana versus Mustafa Ali, Hardys and Nemesis. Masha Slamovich versus Tessa Blanca. Go Masha. And then,
That's the one I didn't want to see.
you don't think they'll put the title on Tessa?
I hope not, but I have a feeling they are.
Yeah, they might actually. And then the triple threat main event with your boy, Joe Henry,
Oh,
defending the title against Frankie Kazarian. This is Frankie's cash in because he won the Call Your Shot Championship. And Ethan Page. I actually see Ethan winning this, but he's going
will
to.
he come out on top?
What's that?
Will Ethan actually come out on top?
The thing is, we're going to talk about Stand and Deliver in a second, and he's got a match for the North American title against Ricky Saints. I think he might come
Yeah,
in as a champion and then be a double champion as well. So
I think honestly, I think that match right there is a dream match for a lot of people in WWE.
yeah, yeah. So
Ooh.
what do you think? Who do you think you got winning this at the minute? Because has Frankie Kazarian been like the main title in TNA? Has he won the main?
I don't think I don't think he's ever held it.
See, I wouldn't mind if he won it as well. Like he's given 20+ years to that organization and
Wrestling.
that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's quickly talk about. We got a news segment after this. Let's talk about Stand and Deliver as well. Since it's WrestleMania, Stand and Deliver, and unfortunately, I won't be able to watch it because it's going to be on about 3 a.m. So anyway,
I'll be able to watch it.
lucky you. Do wolves even sleep? How long do you sleep? I'm curious.
What's sleep?
Yeah, there we go, radio. On the pre-show, we got a fatal 4-way tag team match for the #1 women's title for the WWE Women's Title Tag Team Championship. We got a Metaphor, Lash Legend, and Jacana Jackson. I'm going to butcher names. I'm sorry. Versus Fatal Influence, JC Jane and Fallon Henty. Versus Taxum Paxley and Gigi Jolin. Versus Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. I shouldn't ask you who you want to win because I already know who you will think will win.
Be honest, I already know who I have picking to win this one.
Because I actually have them as well. Because you're going
And it's not who you think.
It's not Roxanne and Jade.
No.
Oh. Okay.
I know it's shocking. I'm a big Cora J fan.
Yeah.
You know this.
Yeah.
But I see Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's against against Liv and Raquel. So yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'll still go with Roxanne and Cora as well.
And I think their entrance has me biased on that one.
Then we got the ladder match for the vacant the NXT North American Women's title. We got Zarya, Katana Jordan, Sol Ruka, Izzy Dame, Lola Vice versus Tia Hall. Quickly looking at that, I think it should be Sol Ruka because she is very underrated in NXT, and that has been for a long time.
I would, but her and Zarya are a team right now.
Yeah.
I don't know how well that would work.
Yeah. They might actually end up trying to screw each other, and then maybe Lola Vice will win in that. So, what about you? Who do you think will win?
To be honest, I'm hoping Thea Hale. After the breakup of ECU.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Then we have a Fatal 4-Way. We're just going down. This is probably not the match order and that. Fatal 4-Way for the Women's NXT Championship. Stephanie versus Julia versus Jordan Grace versus Jada Parker. Sorry, I butchered that. I told you I'd butcher names. I'm just going to put I butcher. Yep. I'm going to be the butcher in that.
I'm not correcting you because this is entertainment.
Thanks. I think Stephanie should retain, but you can make it for Julia or Jordan or even Jada.
I agree with you. Stephanie should retain, but Jada should take it off Stephanie at some point.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. Yeah. Then we got the tag team titles. Hank Walker and Tank Ledger, who won a gauntlet match, I'm pretty sure.
Hank and Tank, yeah.
Versus Nathan Fraser and Axion. They were voted the best tag team last year. I don't see them losing at the point. So, no.
They are amazing.
Yeah, it's really, yeah. It's do you think they'll bring them up as a tag team to the main roster? Like, not later this year, I'm talking.
I hope so.
Yeah.
They always make it look like they're going to break up, but in the end, they don't.
Yep. Then we got Ricky Saints, who recently won the NXT North American Championship off Sean Spears, which I was surprised.
Thank you.
To take on Ethan Page.
I was surprised that Sean Spears won in the first place.
Yeah, so was I. And to take on Ethan Page. This might be the sleeper match of the night for this as well.
Yes, 100%.
And I know Ricky just won it, but I would have Ethan Page win it.
I personally don't see Ricky dropping it.
Yeah, I don't see him dropping it, but I wouldn't mind if Ethan Page is. Oh God, I can't wait till he comes to the main roster. He's just going to be like the next.
The weird thing
biggest
is
heel.
going from being a main event champion, NXT champion, to a mid card champion.
I mean, they've done it like Daniel Bryan did it. Like he won the world title.
No, I'm saying,
yeah,
but that one right there has a history on why.
Yeah, I know. Ethan could say, "Hey, this is me to get back to the main title." So, like, have the NXT title and then defend it as well. I don't know if you remember in TNA, the X Division champion could give up his title to challenge for the main title and that. So,
I wish WWE would do that, but that would be I might consider copyright.
Not copyright, but it would devalue the title as well. So that kind of was on the X Division. They don't do it as regular anymore, but it's still the option in that. So then we got a 6-man tag match, the D'Angelo family. That is Tony D'Angelo, Stax Lorenzo, and Luca. I'm going to butcher that name. Crusfino, probably. To take on Dark State. What's your thoughts on Dark State?
Dark State. They're like.
I know there's
the early days of
Shield,
Nexus.
The Nexus, okay. Really? So what? John Cena's going to come along and screw them over?
Yeah, right.
Wow.
The reason I say early days of Nexus because you remember how when they did their they just run rampant. Throughout the WWE.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what Dark State does. They just run rampant, do whatever the heck they want.
Yeah.
But there is a hint on who's controlling them.
Yeah, and we're going to get to that in a second. Who do you see winning here? Obviously, would you say Dark State would have to win? Yes.
Yeah, I would say Dark State. It's to solidify them because if they lose, they're done.
Yep, I agree with that as well. And I think Tony D'Angelo had the title for a long time, and as long as he doesn't take the pinfall, doesn't really.
And he took it off of Obafemi.
Obafemi as well, yeah. So, and speaking of Oba, he's defending his NXT title in a triple threat match against Trick Williams and Javon Evans. So the leader is Dark State is apparently rumored to be revealed this night, and it's after what we saw on NXT this week as well. I know we've gone over the matches. It's WrestleMania. We've got to go over these big matches as well. Who do you see winning?
You're going to be surprised but I see Javon Evans winning this.
And then do you see him being revealed as the...
No.
No, okay. So who do you see as being revealed as the...
I see him pinning Obafemi, and then after he wins, being attacked by Trick Williams.
And then Dark State come in and they all... Yeah, okay, rightio. Mm.
Yeah, and Trick Williams being revealed as the leader.
Yeah, I see that. All right. Anyway, that's the news, and also that's the end of the news and all that stuff. Now we've got a news segment. It's called "Let Me Rant." I think Legion took a bit of inspiration from my AEW rant a few months ago. So Legion,
a little bit.
The floor is yours. The floor is yours. I want you. The only rule. Well, there's a couple of rules, but keep it. Don't go in a swearing fit. Swearing fit.
I will tone it down.
So, number one thing is when you finish your rant, just say "end rant," and then I'll give my thoughts on it as well. So, Legion, right. The floor is yours. Go for it.
I must start with this. Enough of the Jey Uso hate. Please. Since his initial rise on Raw, everyone wanted him to have a big push because he was growing in popularity every single day. Not every single week, but every single day. And everybody wanted the push. He wins the Royal Rumble. All we hear is complain, 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 complain. He has deserved this spot more than anybody on that roster. I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. He deserves that spot more than anybody. He's worked his butt off for, was it 15 years within the WWE, and he was known as a tag team competitor, tag team champion. Now he's on his own. He proved himself against Roman Reigns. Went for the title. He proved himself. He proved himself against Gunther for the title. Give his man his due for what he's worth. Is he like, oh, he only does a few moves. So did John Cena, but yet people loved him. Give him a credit. He is great on the mic. The fans love him. Give it to him. Just stop the hate, please. Please. And that's just part one of this whole thing. This next one, I've been seeing a lot recently. How everybody's complaining that Bianca Belair is getting booed. And everybody's saying, oh, it's racism here. And I'm like, no. Wrestling fans like who they like. They dislike who they dislike. That's the whole point of being a fan. They boo who they want to boo. They don't boo because... Shut up, phone. Sorry, my phone turned on. They don't boo because of your skin color. They like who they like. They don't like who they don't like. Come on. It's common sense as a wrestling fan. And plus, they're going by, oh, she turned on... In our minds as fans, she turned on Jade Cargill. Thank you. Now I'm pulling you now.
Your what?
People in minds they're pulling that she turned on Jade Cargill, so they're booing her. Come on, it's common sense. Like, where's this hate coming from? And this last thing, it's been going on for a very long time, and I'm sure Sugar can agree with me on this one. Tribalism needs to stop. It needs to stop. I'm seeing it all over the place. Like, people who are WWE, primarily watch WWE, defend WWE. People who mainly watch AEW, defend AEW, and they both defend it to the death. Why can't people just like what they like? If you watch AEW, great, cool. You like their programming. Just don't go on a tirade saying, just dissing the other company. Like, I don't care. The moment you start dissing the other company, that's when I jump in. Like, stop the hate. And that's it.
End rant. Okay. Oh well, I didn't realize you're gonna go 3 things as well. So there's a lot. Let me talk to you quickly about Jey Uso. I completely agree as well. He was out. This is what people don't realize. He was outselling CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns in it was like in October last year. Outselling the 3 biggest guys in merchandise. Think about that. Of course, he's going to. They're going to at least give it a try. I know they gave him the Intercontinental title, then took it away due to storyline and all that stuff, and that. But let's just. You want to be making new stars. Like, we all want to make new stars. Yes, he's been a tag team guy, but let's see how he goes. Let's, give him personally, we're going to talk about the match here in a second because it's rumored to be starting Mania, and if it's starting Mania, Jey Uso is winning. Guarantee it as well. It just comes to, like what you like, but don't be a dick. And I'll say that on all the 3 things as well, because I think that things as well, Personally, I like Jey as well. I think he's come along as well. And I agree with you on when he had his match with Jimmy last year, which was one of the worst WrestleMania matches I think I've ever seen.
And that's the one thing they hold him on is that match alone. I'm like, what about his hundreds of other matches prior to that and after that?
Yeah. What? Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you think his greatest match is? Like singles match. I'm just
It,
curious.
it his greatest singles match was against Roman Reigns at SummerSlam.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there we go. We don't. Yeah, we're in this world as well where it's more easy to put people down than bring people up as well. So that's on a Jey Uso. The Bianca Belair thing is a bit. I'm just gonna try and. We have a thing over here as well where, like, I understand the booing as well. Like, do I boo personally? No, I don't go to a sporting event and boo people and that. I never thought much of it as well. But it's kind of happened over here as well. Like it's the racist thing is coming as well, and it's just yeah.
And there's one thing I forgot to add to that particular rant.
Okay.
Is John Cena was booed for 15 years.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nobody cared.
Yeah. It's that's a whole nother, like, I don't really want to get into opening up a bottle as well. Can of worms, because we could really go. Like I said, there would be some dickheads out there that would be booing her due to the fact of her skin tone as well. And those guys, like, it's, there's not much we can unfortunately do in that, because I was saying, I'm just booing because I don't like a character and that, so...
But you can't put that category on everybody.
Yeah, I know, and I completely agree as well. I'm trying to, and that's, I agree on that thing as well. Like, I personally don't boo people on that. Like, I'll if I don't like it, I just won't watch, and that's me, and that's how I think other people should be as well. And the tribalism definitely agree with you as well. Like, as I say, like what you like, don't be a dick. That's my personal thoughts on it. Like I've said, I love wrestling. Like I would love to go watch a, like an indie event here in I'm 2 hours away from Melbourne, and I like to go because there's been a couple of indie events that I actually want to go see, as well, because they had. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I noticed some. You know how everybody talks trash about WWE or talks trash about AEW,
yeah,
or vice versa.
Yeah, vice versa, yeah.
You don't hear anything about TNA. You don't hear about anything about New Japan or anything like that.
Yeah, and I'm sure both those companies have got their pros and cons as well. But yeah, can I say, it's in this day and age, people just want to get a reaction, even if it's a negative reaction. We've learned that it doesn't matter if it's a negative reaction, just try and get a reaction, because then people are listening and that. But then it comes down to freedom of speech, which is a big thing in America as well. While it might be a good thing, it can also be a terrible thing. Just think about that. So use the right thing with freedom of speech and that. So very good rant. We might bring it back in. I don't think I got anything on the rant on wrestling-wise at the minute.
Yeah, those particular ones, I've been holding that in for months.
Do you feel better now?
Not really.
Then why did we do it? No, really. So
it had to be said.
Yeah, it had to be said in that. So, and people are probably going to pick you apart as well, just from your ranting and that. But anyway,
and I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the end of Let Me Rant. We might see it again. We might not. So, are we on to the night one of the matches now?
Probably.
I think we are, because I lost my run sheet as well. So let's go to.
I'm looking at it, and then I don't see anything else.
Okay. Let's go to night one of WrestleMania. Now, before we get into it, obviously the card is not set yet. So, with the matches, we're going to give our predictions, but we're not going to do points yet, because I know from Legion and me, we've had a lot hard time, because the 13 announced matches, I think there's only guaranteed 2. And even saying that is, we don't know what happens because of WrestleMania. And this is what I love about this WrestleMania, because last couple of ones have been, obviously
really predictable.
Really predictable. Even though I said my lock last year was Gunther and he ended up losing. So anyway, we won't get on that. So let's go. What has been confirmed? You've seen it on Twitter. I forget do you want to mention the guy who said it? I don't know how good he is.
He's actually fairly reliable.
Fairly reliable.
Really reliable. He's
okay.
fairly reliable.
Yep.
Like I would say 75% of the time it's true.
Okay.
From Elite Rocker Z.
Elite Rocker Z.
Stated.
Yes, stated.
He said it's official. Gunther versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight title is set to open night one of WrestleMania 41.
Because I actually see that. Do you see Jey coming through the audience with his entrance?
Say it again. You broke up on my
Sorry,
end.
my bad. Do you see Jay Uso? He'll be obviously he'll be introduced first. Do you see him coming through the crowd for his entrance?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
that'll get
100%.
the number one thing you want to do on night one of like on any opening match is get the crowd hype and that hey we're here for a big
And
thing and here's the best one to do it.
keep in mind, I live pretty far from Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah.
And I can almost promise you I'll hear the crowd from when he comes out.
As you said, Jey Uso winning the Rumble was just a huge shock as well. And I think I said at the time,
was.
I think when it came down to him and Cena, I said, I know I've got Cena, but I would love to see Jey because there was just a shot. Like, what was the last surprise person to win the Rumble, in your opinion? Because
Last surprise?
yeah, last surprise, like out of nowhere.
Alberto.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, and and he won the biggest one as well. So
And the funny thing is, I called this before he even won the Royal Rumble. I said, "Are we gonna get Yeet Mania?"
Yeet Mania, yeah. So
I started calling that before anybody else did.
I will say when they had the when he handcuffed Jay and then Gunther was beaten down, Jimmy with blood as well and the blood on Gunther as well. That's one of the most vicious beatdowns I've ever seen.
The interesting that reminds me of the Triple H Randy Orton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gave me that vibe.
Yeah. Hopefully it's a lot better match than that match was at Mania because that was a stinker between Orton and Hunter and that. So, if this
the lead up was amazing.
Yeah.
But anyway,
if this match does open this, which apparently it is, and that this is going to be my lock for whatever points. We won't do the points in a minute, but Jey Uso has to win. Okay? And I'm not being biased because this will give Gunther 2 years in a row. And I think Gunther can eat a lot because Gunther hasn't suffered so many defeats in that. I think Gunther can eat another one at Mania.
And plus, he said it himself. 80% of his time in WWE, he's been a champion.
Yeah. Who do you have Gunther as well? Sorry, Jay as well.
I have Jay winning this. Yes.
All right, yeah. I'll just write it down, but we'll get the points later on when because
there's a reason why we haven't done the points. It's just this is a tough one.
All right. Let me go to. I'm just going to go. I don't know what we know what the main event is, so we'll leave that to last, obviously, because we got a bit of talk.
Yeah, we all know what the main event is.
Is that so? I'll just go in order as well. We got the War Raiders versus the New Day for the tag team titles.
Yeah.
I've loved the build to this as well. I've loved New Day not really wrestling ever since their heel turn. Them not really wrestling. I know they've had a few matches here and there, and also great to see the War Raiders be the champions there because I think they can turn around the tag team wrestling on Raw as well. So yeah, I'd love to keep on going in this match, but I've loved the War Raiders ever since they've appeared from NXT and that, and they've got their old music and all that stuff back. So this is a hard one for me as well, even now. I'm gonna go the New Day. I would love to because I thought this might have if this had opened Mania, I'd see the War Raiders winning, but if it is Gunther and Jay opening, then I see the New Day winning. And I think you said to me off stream, this might lead up to Big E making a return if he can, as well. And who would you want to see Big E's partner to take these guys on? If
Big
he
E's
was
partner?
Yeah, Big E's partner.
This is a long shot, but them two are good friends. Even, I think they're good friends. Anyway, from what I understand.
Yeah. Who?
Booker.
Booker. Can I throw something by you? And I just thought about this because what was it? How would you feel if it was Odyssey Jones? Because he got cleared of all the stuff. And they did, Kofi wanted to bring him in. That
would be interesting.
That's just a thought I just had there. So I don't think
they wanted to replace the Big E,
and the story writes itself.
Interesting.
I've always said WWE hire me. I'll have Legion as my assistant. You better be ready. You better be ready as my assistant.
I would proofread everything.
Give me how to say things and all that stuff. I will say though, you'd be working a lot more hours than me.
Mike, you have way too many curse words in here. Lose them.
So, what about you? Have you got New Day winning as well?
I actually also have the New Day
Yeah.
winning.
I was gonna
It
say,
it it, it,
yeah,
it, it kind of makes sense, to be honest, just
yeah,
to get them back out there.
yeah. I was gonna say I thought we'd be very different on a few of these. I think we might actually go Penny. Also,
I think no, I think this one we would agree. We
yeah.
would agree on.
Also, who do you have pinning who as well? I have
Oh, I
Zay.
didn't even get that. I
Yeah.
forgot about that part.
Well, just randomly say because I have Xavier pinning Ivor as well. So,
That's the first thing that popped in my head too.
all right, we'll just go with that. If you want to change it later on, we'll on that. So,
Xavier, yeah, Xavier pinning
yeah.
Iowa. That's the first thing that popped in my head.
Then we have
The reason why, because I can't remember his teammate's name.
Eric, by the way.
That's what. Thank you, thank you.
Okay, let's move on to Rey Mysterio versus his WrestleMania debut as well. What about this guy? El Grande Americano.
Man, I am sad. Why isn't Chad Gable
Yeah,
facing
I
him?
know, right? Seriously, like you'd think even American made like a Brutus and Julius not appearing on as well. But
Yeah, it's like,
look
come on now. That's a lost chance right
yeah,
there.
look in all serious with the Chad Gable. I know we're joking. Why isn't Chad in that? But Chad Gable, he made the Shorty G character work, and now he's making this character work as well. So obviously, it's going to lead to something bigger for Chad. But the fact that
Here's the difference between the two characters, though. Shorty G, he didn't have an option.
yeah, I know. Yeah, he had the
This
option.
one he did. This
Yeah,
one he did.
yeah. So and he's running with it, and he's making it work really well as well. So he had did he have a match a couple of weeks ago? I forget who he faced as well.
It was a tag team match.
It was a tag team match. My apologies, and that's so yeah. To be fair, I see you probably got the same as me. I see El Grande Americano winning, but then at the end, after the match is gone, I see Ray taking off the mask, and it's Chad Gable. That's what I see happening. So, what about you?
Yes, I see that. I see that too.
Yeah.
I see him winning. I see El Grande Americano winning.
Yep.
And I wasn't thinking about the mask thing until you mentioned it. Like,
Yeah.
I see it
I
happening.
mean, obviously, like Ray as did Ray wrestle last? I can't remember if he wrestled at Mania last. They had the tag team match and he won. So him and
Yeah, it was against Dominic.
yeah. So he can eat a loss and still be good for it, and that's so yeah. I have El Grande Americano, Chad Gable winning. Let's get on to the next one. Jade Cargill. Yeah.
Speaking of Ray Fest, he was doing a meet and greet, a free meet and greet at a Smith's.
Yeah.
That I had to pass by to go home, and I saw the line. It was like, nope, I'm not stopping here.
It's good that he was on a free as well. Like it's
It wasn't an autograph signing; it was just a meet and greet.
Meet and greet. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Let's get on to the next match I have here as well. I'm just going down the line as well. Jade Cargill versus Naomi.
Oh,
Before I go,
this one should be a no-brainer.
this is the first one-on-one match. We did have the Cat versus Terry in a God. It wasn't an actual match. It was at WrestleMania 2000. I forget the match name. But this is the first one-on-one women's match for no title at Mania. So they're building up Jade as well. So can I say one thing? The Naomi heel turn. She is the Dolph Ziggler of the. She puts on great matches. She works really good. Puts people over.
Yeah, and not only is she doing a great heel job on TV, but if you've seen the stuff she does on X, oh.
See, this is as well. Like people say, "Oh, Raw needs to be 3 hours to get everyone on." No, it doesn't. The people, if you want to get over, like I say, do what Zack Ryder did all those years ago. He got over on YouTube. Wasn't even appearing on Raw.
Yeah.
And
she took the idea from Drew McIntyre on this part.
Yeah, I've loved Naomi's work as a heel. Like I didn't think she had it in her as well. So. Yeah, but I don't.
She did a great job as a heel in like years ago.
Yeah, I don't. But unfortunately, I don't see her winning because obviously this will be Jade's return match, and I see Jade winning, especially her first one-on-one match as well. And if you could pick a good person to carry Jade may be still a bit green, but I think Naomi is the perfect one as well. So I have Jade Cargill winning. What about you?
I think that one we're gonna have similar choices.
I think the next. Yeah, I think one match coming up we might change, but yeah, we're pretty similar at the
Yeah,
minute as well. So
maybe,
yeah, you got
maybe one match we're gonna be
yeah,
separate, but the others I think we're gonna be the same.
yeah.
But yeah, I have Jade Cargill for
Okay,
this one.
rightio. Then we got for the United States Championship, L.A. Knight. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to do it. You just got to do it every time. I remember. You remember Lily Garcia did it one time. I went, please, Lily, don't do that again. So
Like, yeah, don't.
yeah.
You're just embarrassing yourself.
Oh yeah. Anyway, LA Knight defending the US title versus Jacob Fatu. Number one, it's not involved with the match, but I think Shinsuke should just leave WWE. I think he should go back to New Japan,
Yeah.
and that it's
Either go back. Yeah, go back to New Japan. Yeah.
just even for a year or two. Like I've loved Shinsuke. The NXT Shinsuke was amazing, but they just I don't know why he can't get over in the main, and that like that US title he had with LA Knight, and that I know he defended it against a couple, but it
Well,
was not.
the funny thing is, every time he's held a title on the main roster, it's just been very lackluster every
Yeah, I
single
know, and
time.
I don't know if it's his fault or booking fault. Like he can only do so much. But let's get on to the match as well. Whew. Um, this if I was booking this, I would say I want Jacob Fatu to win in like less than a minute. But it would probably kill LA Knight, and that
It would
so
destroy him.
yeah. So I don't see that happening. I see this being a very good. It's like the Jacob Fatu match he had at with Braun Strowman at Saturday night's main event was just it was big two beefy boys like I just loved it and that and like ever since he's been in the WWE he has amazed me with his athleticism and how he is in the ring as well. So as much as I'd love LA Knight to retain, I do not see it happening. I see Jacob Fatu winning his very first title and hopefully goes on a long reign and we'll see him defend it maybe against Solo down the track. I don't know. But yeah, it was supposed to be Solo versus Jacob at Mania and that. But yeah, I don't know why they didn't go with it. That's how I see the match
Okay.
going and that. So what about you? Who do you see winning?
We are 5 for 5.
5 for 5. There we go.
But yeah, because I saw something like this. This is like a no-brainer. I want Knight to win. I do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm thinking of the bigger implications. Have Jacob win it and rub it in Solo's face. I'm like, this is how you win a title.
Yeah. Or even maybe Solo
Or this is how you win a match.
or maybe Solo comes to interfere and costs Jacob the match. We don't know. So I think
Possible.
it'll lead to Jacob to Solo as well. And then what does LA Knight do? I think it's time for LA Knight to leave SmackDown and come to Raw as well.
Go to Raw.
Yeah. IC title
Yeah.
reign, maybe the world title as well reign, but I think
LA Knight, no, or LA Knight versus. I would say LA Knight versus the Judgment Day, but they're about to break up.
they're about to break up as well, so we'll get onto that tonight too as well. So, all right. Tiffany, the next match as well is Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. Let me ask you a question. You've seen all the crap that's happened. Apparently, Charlotte Flair has been trying to sandbag Tiffany, trying to make her look better,
And
and that. And they had that interview where she mentioned like Tiffany's partner, which is Ludwig Kaiser, in her DMs and that. It was apparently off script as well. Can I ask you a question? If this was anyone else apart from Charlotte Flair, you think they would have got fired?
yes,
So,
100%.
so why?
Because Charlotte has connections.
And that is not. That's. I'm sorry. That's not. Did you hear about? I was going to bring it up in the news, but I didn't want to bring it. Did you hear about Gail Kim and a high-ranking officer in TNA getting fired?
I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Get the story behind it as well, but apparently they disliked each other and they both went to main management and asked, you've got to choose one. It's either Gail Kim or, I forget the high, I think it was the president or something like that. And the management went, you're both fired. So that's how I like it. Like obviously you can't reward for Charlotte for this. Obviously, like I think probably they would have said, Tiffany's going to go over you, Mania. And she's just, digging her heels in because we saw this same thing happen for the match between her and Nia Jax, Like, I don't know if Nia sandbagged it was because of Charlotte as well. So it's just there's a lot of negative stuff coming up with Charlotte and I just don't like it. Like
Yeah, because a lot of the cases because Charlotte gets what she wants.
Yeah, and that's not right. I'm sorry. I know your dad is probably one of the greatest wrestlers ever, and that, but you need to help the company. Like you can't be thinking about
Because
yourself. Help the company.
there's a lot like almost every time you think of Charlotte Flair, you think of her holding a title. You don't
Yeah,
think of her great feuds. You just think of her and a title, nothing more, nothing
like
less.
the only greatest feud I think about is her and Becky, personally, and probably
Yeah, but people, but that is lackluster compared to her holding a title.
yeah. So yeah, I've been really like the build up is. I will say now. I will say if she's tried to get me on with Tiffany Stratton as the babyface, I'm right behind Tiffany Stratton now because was
Yeah,
struggling a bit, but now I'm right behind Tiffany because F Charlotte Flair and I've got Tiffany Stratton winning. What about you?
same on that one. That one I've been saying that for a long time. Like Tiffany needs to go over on this one.
Yep,
She has to.
she has to. Yes.
Because if she loses it, then her entire push is gone.
Yeah, yeah, so you've got Tiffany as well. And let's go to the main event of night one, the triple threat match: Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins versus CM Punk with Paul Heyman in his corner. Um, Up until like about a couple of months ago, like I've heard this was going to be a match. I thought there's a triple threat match and there's nothing on the title, nothing on the line. Do you remember? I was going to bring this up with you as well. Do you remember a TNA match between AJ Styles, Bobby Roode, and James Storm back in the day? It was a triple threat match. The winner got the title match whenever it was, like down the track and that. But whoever took the pinfall would not get another title match for a year, I think, or something like that. And AJ lost, and it started this dark descent, like changed his character and that. And it was an amazing piece of booking that actually worked as well. So, and I kind of wished, thinking about it now that there's actual, now that we found out what the favor was as well. Now I'm actually really looking forward to this match to see how it goes and that as well because
Yeah, because this right here, I said from like, don't judge a book by its cover with this one.
yeah
It's it means a lot to Roman Reigns for having Paul Heyman in his corner when
yeah
he finds out like, oh, he's not in his corner.
yeah
And somebody actually, I saw an article about this too. Ever since become the tribal chief or turned heel, he's always had Paul Heyman in his corner
yeah.
and had interference after interference. Paul Heyman interfere, costing people and making sure Roman wins.
I mean, he didn't have it when.
No,
Can
hmm?
I say quickly? Sorry to interrupt you. He wasn't in his
Go ahead.
corner when they had the tag match. At
Wasn't he?
Bad Blood. No, he wasn't there. Paul Heyman didn't show up till.
Oh, no, it's because he didn't come back yet.
Yeah, he didn't come back yet. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. I
Remember
don't.
that he hadn't returned yet.
Okay.
Because he had just gotten attacked.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
And,
I didn't mean to
and,
interrupt
and
you. Anyway, go on. Keep on going.
and this is the one time where Roman Reigns can actually he has to stand on his own 2 feet and prove to everybody that he can get the job done.
Yeah. And we would love to have seen any of these guys take on one-on-one, but now I'm actually really looking for the triple. Especially we find out what I don't know if you remember on Raw a couple of weeks ago with Rollins going to stomp going to stomp CM Punk and then stop and then saying to Paul, you owe me a favor.
No, he was going to stump Paul.
Oh, stomp Paul. Sorry, my bad. He stomped Punk and that's Paul was looking down. That's my sorry. Just remembering all this stuff like I will forget here and there and that's we'll see if that favor pays off as well. But yeah. I think we're going to go to the same one because I see Paul Heyman turning on Punk and aligning with Seth Rollins, and I actually got Seth Rollins winning as well. I don't see.
Interesting part is,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was going to say I don't see Roman taking the pin because I see CM Punk taking the pin as well. So that's how I think the match. I think it'll be a barn burner, but yeah, I see that happening at the end.
And the thing is, you can testify to this. I've been saying this for a good month now.
Yeah,
That I see Paul Heyman turning and siding with Seth Rollins.
yeah, and
I've been saying that since day one.
Yeah, and I think Seth has needed a big heel turn, and unfortunately, we're not going to hear the music ever again, or the singing as well. Like they're just got to cut out the singing to really ramp up this heel turn. Because they'll want to cheer him still, even if they're singing and that. But yeah, I see that happening as well. So I have Seth, and he's pinning Punk. Do you have the same?
Yep. Exact
Oh
same.
Jesus Christ! We need to talk about this and that. So
We are 7 for 7 on the dot.
it's going to come down to the points and whether if we get them wrong, whether we had many points in them as well. Because as I said,
That's all it's going to come down to.
yeah. So well, we might see in night 2 as
I,
well. So
I even stated night 1 is the most predictable on between us anyway,
yeah.
because it made the most sense. I thought you were going to choose LA Knight on the US title match.
No, like I know Jacob's never been pinned. Like he's lost, but he's never been pinned. So they might bring that up. But nah, I think.
Or you would have chose the War Raiders.
See, like had the War Raiders been the opening match, I would have chosen. But I think if it's true that Big E might be able to come back and wrestle, I think give the New Day the titles and then get someone, see who we can get as a tag team for Big E as well. So yeah, that's what I did as well. So yeah. Anyway, is that it?
I think that's all the matches.
That's all the matches. Alrighty-o. So that's the end of the podcast for day 1 or night 1, as it's night over there, but it's day here and that. We're going to be back tomorrow around the same time, 2 o'clock. We're going to talk about night 2. We're going to go over the Hall of Fame tomorrow, like the introductions, who we think should be in the Hall of Fame as well. Get on the night 2. Your challenge that I had for you to do a TNA versus NXT pay-per-view as well.
And just notice, usually we wait to the end of the night to for me to give my challenge to you, but I'm gonna give it to you right after I finish mine.
Yep. Yep. So.
And there's a reason for that.
Alrighty-o. Okay. I'm a bit nervous, and I will say I've got Pandora's box ready to open on you. If you give me a shitty challenge, I will give you a shitty challenge.
Oh, no, you'll like it, I promise.
All right, so yeah, we'll just go over night 2 tomorrow and my story as well, the Cena heel turn part 3. Sorry, not the heel turn, not the Cena heel turn, the Cena last year. I'm so amazed at the heel turn. That's why I said it. So yeah, we'll go over that tomorrow. So yeah, thank you again for joining me, Legion. See anyone before we head off as well? Are you going to be back there tomorrow?
I will try to be. The crowd, I don't know if the crowd will let me.
All right. It's good that you're actually reporting from there as well. Anyway, here's Legion.
No.
There you go. There's the wave. There it is. There's the wave. I'm SugarRay. We'll see you for night 2 of the podcast tomorrow, and we'll also be streaming as well on the WrestleMania night 1 as well. Legion, I think, will at least join me for one day. Hopefully the 2.
I would do my best.
Yeah. Which day would you do more? Night 1 or night 2?
Yes.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. Also, if you want to give your Pixelmania, do it in the YouTube comments as well. Like, we appreciate all the support that we get as well. So, yeah, we appreciate you guys as well. Anyway, that's it. I will see you tomorrow. I'm SugarRay. Bye-bye. And he's Legion as well. Bye-bye. I'm just trying to find the thing before we head off. There we go.